Crazy CNC machining. Crazy deal. Boom. What's up, everybody? This is Titans of CNC, and welcome to the BOOMBASTIC Show, episode 4. And we got some crazy full simultaneous 5-axis machining. I figure, you know what, let's just open up with that. Open up with those beautiful Mastercam toolpaths on this DVF 5000. So smooth. What's up, Stuart?
Hey, how's it going?
Ooh, beautiful part, man. Great work, brother.
Yeah.
Oh man, this looks amazing. So what's going to be cool is, like, we did all the roughing during the break. We actually came in with the Kennametal tools. We drilled and we threaded it. We did everything and we filmed it. So we're going to make videos on every single tool, every tool path. We're going to give you all the specs, the speeds, the feeds, the axial, the radial, all of it, so you guys can duplicate that process. And we actually have fundamental videos and basically tutorials on how to set up the machine that's coming to the academy, so you can pretty much purchase the machine and you can learn it on our academy. Boom. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce the man, the myth, famous in the community of all machinists right here.
Stop. Oh my goodness, my head's going to be too big to leave this building. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're excited that you're here. Was lunch good? I don't mind was. I enjoyed eating that food and it nourished me. And now I'm ready to do that giveaway that we talked about. Remember the keyword? It was excellence. That's right, and we have a winner. Our winner is Ed Stanton. Good job, Ed. You wrote the word excellence. You used your brain and your fingers to do that, and we want to reward you for your hard work. Excellence, Ed Stanton. All right, the next thing we're going to do is let's talk about one more giveaway. During this episode, we will be giving away, come with me for a moment, one of these amazing Academy toolkits, either the building block series for your mill or the rocket series for your lathe. And all you have to do to enter to win this is go in the comments and write, "I want that Kennametal toolkit." Pretty simple. No stress, no thinking involved. Just, I want that Kennametal toolkit. Do that in the comments. All right, first what we want to do is get to some of these deals. Now, like Titan talked about, this amazing Doosan machine tool is available to you. That's right, in your very home, in your shop, in your garage, wherever you want to put it. You can have these amazing machine tools. And Doosan has really stepped up for you. They're doing 20% off some of the newest 5-axis machines and 25% off select mill turn and Y-axis turning centers. Now, there might be some restrictions to your area. It might be America's. Go to their website and find out exactly how you can take advantage of these deals, and that's titansfordoosan.com. They also have 30% off of these Titans of CNC training package. Now, that's a mill and a lathe. How exciting is that? Savings. Savings are exciting. Okay, next. Now, we've talked a couple times about that free Gerstner toolbox they're giving away, and I hope to go home with that myself. I don't know, did they bring an extra one for me, I guess is what I'm going to ask. I'm told that's not possible. Okay, my heart is breaking just a little bit. You could win. You could win that amazing Gerstner. Now, I can't win, but you can win. Go to titansfordoosan.com to enter, and that's going to be amazing for one of you, but not for me, unfortunately. Okay, so the next deal up Kennametal. Kennametal is doing 50% off of those tooling gift cards. Now, those are in the amounts of $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000. And again, it's half off. So do the math with me. I know you machinists, I'm told, are very, very good at math. Mathematics, one of the staples of our education system. 1,000 minus 50%. It's $500. That's right, 500. So you can get those at store.titansofcnc.com. This is a promotion for the USA only. The other thing Kennametal is doing, they have their end mills from $22. All of our favorites, our first choice, if you will, Core 5, Harvey 1 TE, the Harvey 1 TE ball nose, and the Harvey 3 end mill tools. And these are incredible tools. You should pick up a few extra, maybe Christmas gifts, right? Put them in a basket. Give them to your mother-in-law. She could use an end mill. It might improve her mood just a little, don't you think? Anyways, next up, Kennametal has their other free giveaways. We're going to put a link down in the comments below, and that's going to say kmt.co/boombastic, and that's where you enter to win additional gift cards and all of those things. Now, the other thing you can do to stay in touch with me, I'm going to be taking over some of our stories on Facebook and in Instagram, and you can get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look and maybe even some giveaways over there. Join us on Facebook in our stories and on Instagram. Now, it's time for more machining, don't you think? Let's see some of these amazing machines cut metal. Thank you so much.
Oh man, that was amazing. Oh, Mr. Burgundy helping you like save money, spend less of that money, and we're helping you raise your skills so you can make the money. And how about we actually take about 30 seconds and just enjoy this amazing full simultaneous tool path on a DVF 5000. Oh man. So beautiful. So beautiful. So I'm gonna actually bring in Scott DeVinny from Kennametal right now. Scott, are you there?
I'm here, Titan.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. How's this tool path? It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks real good. Stuart did a real good job on that.
Absolutely, it's just so smooth. I mean, you can just, there's no jerks. It's just nice and smooth, right where we want it. And got that Kennametal tools running. Oh.
Yeah, I see. It looks like I know earlier he was using the Core 5, and now he's got the Maximet end mills in there.
Absolutely.
And that's good choice on those because the Maximets, as you kind of look at the design around them, now they're more like the 2-3 flute design you usually see on an aluminum end mill. And the what's kind of unique about them though is they have an integrated wiper facet. And that really helps out when you're getting into finishing operations. And yeah, I'll be interested to see the finishes that Stuart has on this part later.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, the Maximet is an amazing tool. And I love that it's in the dual lock, man. It's in the dual lock. I don't think a lot of people understand how the dual lock, I mean, a lot of times when it comes to 5-axis, you got to get that reach, you got to get that extension. So it allows you to just have an extension, which is the dual lock. And basically, you just pay for a little bit of carbide with the thread on it and basically pop that baby in. And then it sits in a Hydroforce. And it's just like a series, like 3 different pieces that fit together to solve your problem. Maybe you can explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's actually a lot going on there. You probably don't realize just looking at it. That Maximet, like you said, it doesn't have just a round shank or a welding shank on the back end. It has a threaded shank. That's a modular end mill designed to thread into the holder, right? And that's for easy replacement, right? You can just reach in the machine, hit it with the wrench, thread it out, thread a new one in. They repeat consistently all the time. No need to touch it off even. You can just hit cycle start and take off again. So great design. Those Maximet end mills offered in standard, but in this case, we're using the dual lock here. And dual lock, I mean, there's no compromise when you look at what's offered there. The Harvey 1s, all the Harvey end mills, and Maximets, anything you would look for offered, even chamfer tools, corner rounding end mills, all available in dual lock. And as you mentioned, the Hydroforce, Something we didn't touch on yesterday or earlier today, but Hydroforce we used all through for, as you would expect with solid carbide drills, but also with solid carbide end mills. And a lot of people don't do that, but the Hydroforce actually has the highest clamping forces in the industry. So it's no problem to use solid carbide end mills in a Hydroforce chuck.
Absolutely amazing. And I like that Harvey 3, those Harvey 3 end mills and the different standard tools right there, being able to pop those in, the dual lock. When I was doing my Lion, right, you know what I mean? Like I went as deep as I could with a nice, it was probably like a 2 1/4, maybe even a 3-inch length of cut for axial. But then I had to go deeper, and that's a lot of carbide. So we just switched it up for the dual lock and had like a nice little small, it's probably an 1.5 1/4 inches, and just started dropping down, boom, boom, boom. And that's how we finished that. And it worked out absolutely perfect. So, hey, Scott, thank you so much for your help. Thank you for everything. Again, all these tools we're going to put into a YouTube video. We're going to put on the Academy. We're going to teach the radial, the axial, the surface foot, the chip load, exact techniques on how to actually run everything. And we're going to teach you how to make this part, the Titan 40M. Scott, have a great night, man.
Hey, you too, Titan. Thanks.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll see you then.
Okay, take care. Cool. Woo! So, still some beautiful machining, and I think it's a perfect time to bring my boy Chris back in. What's up, Chris?
Hey, mate. How you doing?
Good, man. It's great. It's like just running flawlessly. The machine, I mean, you can't even hear it. It's all rotating. It's full, nothing.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely
We can just go home right now.
We're done, right? We're
Point the camera in, let Stuart do his thing.
Let it make its money and...
It sells itself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Awesome.
But no, on that note though, I mean, we look at the DVF 5000 and we look at these high technologies and what enables it to do what it is doing right now. And we look at first of all, we look at the build of the machine. It's a very, very solid piece of iron. We talked about the spindle earlier, that 18,000 RPM, the dual contact, no run out, minimal run out at the very end, making sure that you're getting ultimate surface finishes, you're keeping your tool life better, and ultimately you can get better surface finishes. You're spending less time deburring and finishing parts and hand polishing them. Again, saving you time, saving you money, putting more money in your own pocket. So that's sort of on the machine side. Then we talked about the scales earlier as well, right? Keeping the machine nice and tight, nice and accurate. But what's enabling all this cool, super smooth, nice cutter path work? And that's, I'm just going to jump over here because it's easier for me to gesture. I don't want to stand in front of Stuart. But it's inside that control as well. Doosan have done a really good job with that FANUC control, working with FANUC, putting the fastest processors in there, working with the high-speed look-ahead, the data servers. There's functionality within the control, such as tool center point, and you've got tilted work plane, and that all sounded Greek to me at first. I'm like, hey, what are all these features? And ultimately, it's functions and features that enable you to make parts easier. One of the biggest concerns people come to us with when they're looking at 5-axis machines is they say, hey, Chris, Ellison, Doosan, hey, we want to buy a 5-axis, but we're a little afraid. We're a little intimidated by it because I don't have a 5-axis guy. Trying to find high-end programmers right now is so difficult. So how can I get around that? And honestly, it's not rocket science, okay? I mean, the machine itself, we talked about it, the control has the features in there that enable you to take 3-axis programs, stitch them together, find one G54, one work offset, and transform that whole part around your tool point. Absolutely. So that you're not worrying about multiple setups. You're not trying to do, Mr. Dave Burgundy's complex math problems in your head. You don't have to worry about those things. And then you look at the toolpaths that are available from Mastercam and like the post-processing guys. And then ultimately you're putting together, I think you mentioned some basic packages. Absolutely. To teach people how to set up.
Curriculum to teach you everything.
To teach you how to set up and run this machine from the ground up, right from the very beginning. So, you know, ultimately, my advice would be not to be intimidated by this technology, but to embrace it, because you have to. And when we talked yesterday, we talked about the SMX and why we buy multifunction machines as opposed to sticking with 3-axis mills and 2-axis lathes. And it's saving that wasted setup time. You know, every time you touch a part, you risk scrapping it. You've got additional benching work. You use the technology that's there to make you more money, make you more chips, right? Make more, right? And then with that, use the available tools from Titan, from Ellison, from the other Doosan distribution around the world, to Doosan resources, use your tooling resources to help pull it together, come to us. Again, it all comes down to the part, whether it's a 5,000, whether it's a 6,500, whether it's an 8,000 size machine. Let us work with you. We can support you, even if it's your first 5-axis. Ultimately, we want to help you become successful, and these are the tools to do it with.
Absolutely, brother. Amazing, amazing machine. Stuart, killing it.
Just the boss, man. Yeah.
Just the boss, man. Thank you
good.
very much,
Thanks a lot,
man.
Titan. We'll speak to you later, mate.
Right on, man. You know, what Chris was saying is magic right there. You know, the machines used to be very complex, but what has happened is we made them, they're simple now, right? It's not so much figuring it all out here, it's actually learning Mastercam. It's getting into Mastercam and programming your part in a way that you can create the code, and the code can go into the machine. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this control. I don't want to spend a bunch of time here. I want to put my code in. I just want to go and set my zeros, and I want to go to town. And I want to do it fast and efficiently, because when that machine is running, you're making money. So a lot of cool things that we're doing also is we're teaching you Mastercam for free. We're teaching you the machining and the fundamentals, from the building blocks through 5-axis to aerospace, all of it. We're teaching you all of it for free. We're teaching you presetting, as we saw with Heimer. We're looking at shunt, and we're showing you how to put chucks in and vices in seconds, and loading with the Heimer, loading your offsets in your program to automatically load, just to save you time. So if you actually look and you really pay attention, it's the whole package. It's all the variables, so that you can actually be efficient, you can make money in this trade, and you can keep our work right here, boom. And let me actually take a minute. Let's go back to Stuart over here. And how's it going, Stuart?
Doing good.
Ooh, I don't want to bug you too much, but I know that part is looking beautiful, man. Great job. Great job.
Yeah, no,
nice and smooth.
Super nice. Super happy with it. As you can see, we're orbiting around our port there, ball tracking it. It's gonna be good.
Awesome, awesome. And Stuart, you actually did a lot of the tutorials for the DVF 5000.
Yes, yes.
So they're gonna go up on the Academy, and people all over the world are gonna be able to watch those tutorials, and you're gonna teach them how to set up this machine?
Yeah.
How to run the machine?
Yeah.
For free?
From easy to hard.
From easy to hard. Boom. And I just want to say a special thanks to all of our partners. We get free education, and we've done it for years now. For years. We got longevity. Right now, we have 120,000 students actively on our academy. And we can only give that education. We can only do it because of our partners. They allow us to give you free education. And we're focused on giving teachers what they need, giving students what they need, and showing shops that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to think about the skills gap. We're going to give you the curriculum so you can do in-house training. We're going to give you the Mastercam, the SolidWorks. We're going to give you everything that you need, so your employees at home on the weekend, at night, they can hone their skills, and they can make it happen using our academy and all the software. And then you guys can do in-house training on a Monday, on a Saturday, like all the small groups do. Boom, and it's a beautiful thing, all right? So, Stuart, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I think at this time, it's a good time. You're making a beautiful part, but you can have the best part in the world, right? It can look so good, but if you can't pass inspection, If you can't, you know, fill out that FA first article inspection document and have great dimensions on there and be able to give a great part, you ain't got nothing, right? And that's why we're proud to be partnered with Mitutoyo. And Mitutoyo is the greatest inspection company in the world. It's great. We get to partner with the best companies. And Travis, our quality manager, is here with Jason. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, bro?
And man, just beautiful. Just a beautiful system right here. I'm actually gonna step out and I'm gonna let these guys take care of it. And we're gonna be talking about inspection tools, and I believe Mr. Burgundy is gonna be giving away some tools, right?
Maybe.
Oh man. All right, guys.
All right, brother.
Good luck.
right.
Boom, let's do it.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Metrology segment of today's episode. We're excited that you could be here with us. I am Travis with Titans of CNC. We have Jason Caputo with Mitutoyo. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Pleasure to have you guys here. All right, so and today, as you can see, yesterday we were in the inspection department. Today we're on the shop floor. And that's because inspection matters everywhere in a manufacturing environment, right? In fact, I would say that inspection matters more right here than it does in the rear, right? The more we can catch out here on the shop floor, the more we can catch deficiencies and problems here, we'll save ourselves time, money, and heartache in the rear. So, a lot of stuff here, right? Mitutoyo, our partner. We love being partnered with you guys. You'll find Mitutoyo equipment all over this shop, right? The manufacturing of this equipment, right? Tell us a little bit about why is Mitutoyo a superior choice for your metrology equipment?
Absolutely. So everything we make, we try to do at the absolute highest quality. A statement that we like to say is foundry to final product. So for example, these mics that we see here on this table are cast in-house in Japan, and from all the way from that step to the final step.
So raw material,
yes,
cast the product right there, lapping, machining, the design and assembly of electronic components, from what I understand, right,
yes.
Jason? Correct.
Yes.
So the entire process, you guys are in control, which you don't always see, right? You can go buy a pair of calipers at maybe a Harbor Freight or something like that, but a lot of those are going to be imported components. Really, they're just assembling it, right?
Correct.
You guys have complete control of your product.
Yes.
Right, now I love that. Now, it's good to have a quality product, right? But where are we, right? We are on the shop floor. Now, we're clean here, okay? But there are some shops definitely a little dirtier, right? You got particles in the air, dust, dirt, coolant, and whatnot. How do we know that these tools are gonna perform the way we need them to in this environment?
Right, so we even use high quality materials. So we use our stainless steel on these coolant-proof calipers, and that is a stainless steel meant to be more resistant to coolant than a standard stainless steel. We use a special gasket material that is not just a standard gasket material meant to work through the debris and find materials and coolants and things like that.
Gotcha. Now I know with a lot of these tools and stuff, some of you guys have probably seen it before. We got our IP ratings down
Correct.
here, right? You want to explain a little bit about what that IP system is?
Yes. So the IP stands for ingress protection, and then there's
something.
Yep. There's a number after. So we've got IP67 on these calipers. We've got IP65 on these mics. So there's two different numbers there, right?
Yeah.
The first number is talking about solid debris like dust.
Dirt, all that stuff,
things like that. The second number is talking about fluids like coolant or water.
Okay, and we do have the two numbers, right? We have an IP65 and an IP67. What's the difference between those two different levels of protection?
Yeah, so they both start with the number 6, so that's for dust, but the 5 versus the 7. So the 5 means it's resistant to water jets.
So it gets sprayed on in the machine and we're
absolutely,
okay?
yes. And then the 7 means that it's protected against being immersed in water.
Which I like this. I mean, we wouldn't recommend this, but technically you could inspect your parts underwater.
Technically.
Again, not recommended by Titans of CNC. All right, so, well, awesome. So, well, what we have right here, you can really see a nice selection of micrometers and calipers, right? These are really, on the shop floor especially, our first line of defense with respect to our metrology equipment. What can you tell us about what you guys have offering-wise, kind of with this bread and butter inspection equipment?
Yeah, so when you're dealing with a caliper, you have a much larger range of measurements. So we have a 6, an 8, and a 12-inch caliper. As we're looking at a mic, you're getting 10 times more accuracy with a little bit less range. So that's kind of the trade-off.
So that's why you're gonna have a 0 to 1, a 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and
Correct.
stuff like that. So calipers, plus or minus 5, all day long, right? Plus or minus 5/10, we're not using calipers unless we're in the wrong trade, right? We're gonna use micrometer, correct? So
Yes.
aerospace parts, medical parts, really high-end work, requires a high-end tool, right?
Correct.
And real quick, I do notice that we have 3 different types of micrometers right here.
Yes. We have our standard, we have the quantum mic, and we have the quick mic. So what you're looking at here, when you look at a quantum mic, you have about 4 times faster measurement speed. And then with the quick mic, you have 10 times faster measurement speed.
Now, a little shameless plug right here. Okay,
Excuse me, 20 times faster.
20 times,
Sorry.
okay. That's right. So we actually did a video on these micrometers that you can find on our academy where we actually put that speed to the test. So please go check that out if you're more interested to see these products in action. Now, one thing I do notice that maybe some people aren't familiar with, right? We have some devices here attached right to our caliper and our micrometers here. You want to tell us a little bit about what that is and how that can help us out?
Yeah, so what you're seeing on the back here is a transmitter. So that's fit on the back of the caliper. We also have one on the back of our mic here. So that's simply just a transmitter. So as you're taking your measurement, all you have to do is actually just hit this button.
It records right here, right?
And it's getting recorded onto your PC. So you don't even have to put the tool down to write down measurements.
Which I like, right? And so that's kind of, you have this paperless system, right? You hear a lot of people talking about this paperless system. I've actually seen it discussed on our Academy page where we're really trying to go digital, right? We have the digital manufacturing environment, which I really like. You can store that data, right? Call it back up. You have big data, you can analyze it. Very, very cool. Well, we have a lot of stuff here, Jason, but one thing I do want to make sure we cover is our linear height gauge right here. I love the linear height gauge, one of my favorite pieces of equipment. Can you tell them a little bit about this beautiful piece here?
Yeah, so it looks like a lot, right? But we've got some awesome features in it. So one thing is you might be concerned about, how do I move this? Well, we have 3 air bearings underneath here.
It's my favorite part.
So you can easily one-handed just glide this along the surface plate, right? It's also the best in-class accuracy with 1.1 micron.
Which is about just almost 50 millionths for my inch guys and gals.
Yeah. And then a lot of other features. So there's a lot of things we can do with this height gauge that we can't do with a standard height gauge. So with this QM data box on here, typically, you might be measuring from the surface plate up.
Yeah.
We can program it to origin off of a hole or a different section of the part.
Gotcha. So even centers, I like the origin of a hole, but also like a slot, right?
Correct.
Or something like that, where we might have a datum C kind of off this surface and we can measure from that point.
Correct.
Now, one thing that I know we might want to talk about, GD&T, right? What are our options to kind of capture some of that data using this gauge right here?
Yeah, so we can do a lot of GD&T calculations, perpendicularity, parallelism, flatness. We got other attachments we can even add as well. So all through that QM data box, we can do these calculations.
Gotcha. Very, very, very impressive. So now, obviously, there's a lot more to Mitutoyo, right? We have quite a bit of equipment here to solve all your sort of metrology needs, right?
That's right. Yeah. So as we're looking around, right, we have a more standard height gauge here up in the front with a dial test indicator attached to it, right? We have a digital indicator set up in the stand. We've got our profilometer here on the end, and then even the steel gauge block set.
My favorite set of gauge blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fantastic. Jason,
hey.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you.
If you guys want to get even more information on some of the even more products that are available to help solve your inspection needs, please go check out Mitutoyo's website. And also on our academy, you can find videos where we'll provide tutorials and also some information on some of the products that you see here. So with that, I think we might have a Mr. Burgundy with perhaps...
Gentlemen, is it okay if I break in here?
100%.
Excellent.
Yes,
All right. Thank you for having me. So, do you have anything that I could... I'm feeling an itch to give something away, and can I give a laptop away? Or
are we cooking with barbecue tools?
Some barbecue tools. Terrific. Yes. Now, these barbecue tools are great for brisket, steaks, all of those kind of things. Now, let me just take a look at one of these barbecue tools and see just exactly how it works. Now, it's a very secure box, and I like that. Oh, this is some kind of a caliper. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, not a barbecue tool per se, but this is a caliper. Now, we're going to give this away. And you know what we love? We love Mitutoyo, don't we? We love them. You know who else we love is our communities. One of our most important communities is the YouTube community. So, if you're watching this right now on Facebook, I am so sorry. You can't win this right now, right here, right now. But you can win it if you join us on YouTube. This will be posted soon, and in the comments, all you have to do is write the comment, I want those awesome Mitutoyo calipers, and we are going to choose 2 winners on Facebook for this giveaway, and these are pretty incredible. Now, let me tell you, when I saw them moving this air hockey, it's what it is, yes, air hockey piece around. I thought,
You can move it too, sir.
oh my, they told me not to touch anything, but here I am, and this is very enjoyable. I recommend you get one of these just so you can move it around this cool table. All right, let's talk about some Michitoyo deals. Now, Michitoyo is offering 15% off of the Krista EX 5-axis CMM, over $12,000 off the MyStar 555 shop floor CMM, over $9,000 off the QI C2010D Quick Image, one of my favorites, and small tools, precision tools and instruments up to 35% off. Now you find all the details of those deals at titansofcnc.com/promo. titansofcnc.com/promo. Now we will go over to Titan, who is in the Heimer tool room. I'm so excited to see what you have for us, Titan. Take it away.
Oh man, what's up everybody? I'm here with Brent Holden. You guys know the man, the myth, and live TV, baby. So Brent, you're the president of Heimer North America.
That's right.
I know this, but all of a sudden I got frozen on camera, but forgive me, it's live, all right? Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And the Heimer tool room, we haven't talked about that yet. And
Yep.
it is amazing. Like this tool room right here, it's all modular. And what I like, and we didn't really talk about it at the beginning, but you can literally be a small shop, like a 2-person shop. You can buy a few of the pieces based on what you're doing, right? And then as you grow, you can keep building and building and building because it's completely modular.
Absolutely, Titan. It's completely modular. You've even seen that so far. You've added to it as you've had it here for a few months. So yeah, you can start small, very affordable. Look at certain things that make sense for your shop, and then as you grow or as you need more things, you can just add right to it. So
Awesome, awesome. And one of the cool things, like you want to just talk about some of the features?
yeah.
Cool.
So
Check this out.
yeah.
I'm like a little kid over here. So, boom. We check this out. And then, you got all the tool holders like just sliding in. You got all the Hydroforce and everything. And then it's just nice and neat. You just put it right back. Boom.
Yeah, and it's very accessible, Titan. You see, you're reaching it from the side. You're not having
Yep.
to reach over tools
Yep.
like is common in some
Boom.
cabinetry. So it's very, very efficient, and multiple tapers can be held depending on your needs. So
And you got everything written, engraved right here. So these are the 40s, the Cat 40s, and boom, we got HSK, we got the 50s, we got the big HSKs,
yep.
all of it. Boom.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things that I like to mention too is in our partnership, we're just friends, and then of course I give my input on things, but we had an amazing tool room before. Not to this level though, so we actually stepped up to the Heimer tool room, and then when I got the drawers are all pretty small. So if you guys follow me over here, I came over here, and this was basically the size of all of the drawers in the tool room. And I was like, it's great for end mills, it's great for tools, it's great for calipers. These things come out and you can pretty much put anything in that you want to. But there's a lot of times where I just got something big, right? And I don't want to have a bunch of clutter. You know me, I'm all about being clean with it. So what do? I can't put this guy in here. So I asked for some bigger drawers, and they literally designed the drawers. Boom.
Yep.
Pop big things in right there.
Yeah.
Can we call that the Titan edition to
Yeah, I
the
think
modular?
we'll have to call it that.
Super cool.
But we appreciate that feedback. That's great, and that's how we learn, and that's how we develop a lot of our different products is from the feedback of the people using it, and that was great feedback.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I love it because like now I got these and I got those, and we're already filling them up, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But this whole setup is truly amazing.
Yep.
How about we actually go through
Sure.
and actually show just some of the items that you have?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to do that. Thanks,
Cool,
Titan.
yeah.
So yeah, that's why we're really talking about the tool room. It's all about an organized setup for getting you ready to go out to the machine tool. So a lot's been talked about today and throughout these episodes about the consistency of the setup. So our goal, along with everyone else, is to get things out to the machine tool very consistently and something you can rely on when you're actually producing the parts. Also, this setup here is being is somewhere where you're setting up the tools for the next job while your machine tool's running. Again, that's always the key, is keep the machine tool running. That's where the money's made. So this can be done, and what's nice, you can drop this tool room right into the middle of a shop. It doesn't have to really be enclosed in a room. It becomes its own room. So as Titan mentioned, it's very modular. But we've got a lot of neat features in here. So like, for instance, this is one of our little carts. So you can, once you've set up the tools, you can bring the tools out on your cart. You can change inserts very conveniently here in this stand. And then in this case, we're going to show what else is available from Heimer that makes up the tool room. So as many know, we're the leaders in the technology of inductive shrink fit machines. So this is one of our inductive shrink fit machines in which we're going to set the tools up, and I'll quickly show you that process. And it's very simple. So we call this the I4.0 series. We're actually going to scan a little QR code on the holder. It tells me exactly where to position the inductive coil, and in this case it's a 1/2-inch end mill. I bring down the coil, press and hold this button, and this allows me to remove this tool in this case. So I'm going to take this out. Now this happens to be the Safe Lock cutting tool from Kennametal. In this case, it's got the spiral grooves. If we have our next tool ready, we can put it in. Meanwhile, we rotate this, again, keeping a very efficient process in place. We start the cooling process. So what we have here is circulated cold water coming from a chilling system going through these aluminum cooling bodies. That draws the heat out evenly. It's a very even cooling, so you end up with the correct runout, which is really 3 microns or 1/10, 20 millionths at 3 times the cutting tool diameter, which again gives you a consistent tool setup when it goes out to the machine tool, so you can really rely on your productivity. So while that one's cooling, we're going to be doing our next tool. Now in this case, it's a tool that doesn't have a QR code, but that's okay. We can do any tool, any different shrink fit chuck. This happens to be a 3/4-inch tool. So I'm going to use what's called the automatic cycle. So this actually heats up the tool. It automatically senses the distance from the inside of the coil to the outside of the chuck, knows how much time, power, and frequency to exert so that we don't overheat the tool holder. So there I took out the tool. If I have my next tool ready, I can place it in. And then now we look for the correct cooling body. In this case, again, a 3/4-inch tool. We put it here, and now we're ready to go. On to the third tool. So that's really a nice, convenient process as far as, you know, setting up tools very consistently. We've also got something on this called the TME system. So this is indicating whether or not the tool holder is hot or cold. So right now we have a red light here, and that indicates that it's hot. But this one's red light but blinking. This was the first tool I did in this scenario. So what that means is that I can confidently grab this tool and move on to the next step. So, and what would be the next step? In this case, in this tool room, we can go ahead and preset this tool. So we're going to walk on over to our biolinear presetter. This is it here. We place the tool in here into the spindle of the machine. This is our ISS spindle. Actually clamps the tool very successfully. In this case, we also have a nice feature where we can utilize a QR code on a little label that we've printed out. So this machine has a little label printer that we can affix to holders without QR codes, so you can individually determine which one you want to do. So here I'm going to measure the tool, but first I need to decide which tool am I going to preset. So I'm going to scan this little QR code. It tells me that I'm going to preset tool number 1000. I say OK, and then I can start the measuring cycle. Now again, this is going to start the process. This is a macro that's already been set up. It's a biolinear, so linear, it has linear motors, so it comes into position very fast, and it's actually measuring each edge of this 5-fluid end mill. So while that's measuring, we'll see it in process here. Again, cast iron, very thermally stable. Larger machine than we showed earlier today, but again, a very efficient machine for setting tools. So now it's measured all 5 cutting edges. Again, keep in mind, this is all being done while the machine tool's running. I can look and see, okay, what are my results look like? Hey, good news, I see all green. That means I'm within tolerance both on X and Z on every 5 flute. Again, back to the consistency concept. At that point, I can print a label. We can call it tool number 5 in this case. For instance, we print a label. and out it comes. So now what it has is my Z dimension, my X dimension, also has a QR code here that can be scanned over by the machine tool. But we can also send the data as they're doing here. Stuart and Jacob, they're sending the data directly to the machine tool through post-processor, and that's a great method. There's also RFID capability with this machine where you can actually add a data chip. So that's the presetting cycle, and then we have what's called a parking position. It just touch the handle there and it goes into a parking position. We unclamp the tool, and now we can walk over to kind of the third stage here is the balancing machine. So I'm just going to do something really simple here today. I'm just going to clamp it in the spindle. And again, utilizing the QR, I scan this here. And then now we're in the right tool to actually do the balancing.
Amazing.
So, yeah, thank you.
So good, man.
Yeah,
so
thanks,
good.
Doug. Appreciate it.
You know, what's really cool is we actually just filmed a beat. It's like the Boombastic show. Then we filmed these smaller beat videos, and it's been coming out in about a week. And it'll be a deep dive into balancing. And it was amazing. Like, we did some different tests to show what actually happens when your tool is out of balance and how it can cause chatter, how it can like ruin your machine, your part, all of these different things. So through the balancing process, we get everything just nice and perfect so you can have great productivity. Yeah. You're like the full source, making it all happen.
It's a full source, yeah. It's all about consistency, and same with the balancing concept. It's about being able to run your machine tool to its max.
Absolutely.
And that's extremely important. So yeah, it's all about setting up. We even have mechanical ways where we have a tool clamp where we can set up ER collet chucks. We've got our 3D sensors, everything else. So it's all encapsulated here in the tool room.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And you guys got some crazy deals too. You guys are if you actually purchase these machines, you get free tool holders?
Yes, yeah. Any of the machines, shrink fit, preset, or balancing machine, you'll get 10 free tool holders from Heimer.
Awesome.
So it's a nice package deal.
Amazing. Yeah. And you're giving away a
Uno Smart tool presetter. So the presetter that's be out there in the shop floor, any level, from a small job shop to a very large shop, out on the shop floor. It's a nice tool presetter to be used. Very easy and efficient.
Yeah, and we went over that exact presetter in the 3rd episode. If you didn't see it, go check it out. We're giving away pretty much that same one, maybe just a little bit different model.
Yep.
But it's amazing. So we have it over at the DVF 5000. So we actually checked all of our preset, all of our tools, and then you got it right there at the machine. It just helps you stay nice and consistent. You create the code, you can just, boom, put the code in, waste no time at all, and just make it happen. Thank you so much for all the support. All the support. Thank you, brother.
Thanks for what you do.
Right now, we're gonna send it back. I'm gonna actually send it to a machine, because I wanna see some machining. You guys wanna see some machining? We're gonna send it back to the DVF 5000, and let's enjoy a little bit of machining, and then I'll be up there, and we'll go over some Mastercam. Boom. Everybody, I almost gotta be quiet because the machine sounds so amazing. Just crazy machine, DVF 5000. I know Dave Burgundy is gonna give you all the specials, but this machine right here is 20% off. It is insane. And at this time, I'm excited because you know what? With great tool paths come great responsibility, and that's all about Mastercam. So let's bring in Mastercam. We bring in Dylan right here. You guys know Dylan from our last BOOMBASTIC.
Hey, what's going on, Titan?
And Dylan, I always love this industry, and I love the people in it. And you do some rally racing, huh?
Yeah, that's my hobby when I'm not working at Mastercam.
Awesome. So everything's fast tool paths, going around, bang, bang, bang.
Always living on the edge, yeah.
That's it. And then you're like in this small vehicle, like I saw like a picture where you're like just up in the air, like just jamming.
Yeah.
Super cool. Put them on the spot, right? So crazy tool path. Thank you so much for all your help always. And yeah, would love to just go over the tool path a little bit, the program, some of the 5-axis moves. We can bring Stuart in. We can actually, bring Stuart in. You guys can talk, and if you feel like you need to get back, just get back and do your thing.
Yeah.
All right.
problem.
But it's a Mastercam program, so it's going to be nice and clean.
Yeah,
Cool.
killer part, killer tool motion. I've been watching it run all day. So let's dive into the Mastercam side, and we'll talk about how you actually made this all happen here.
Yeah. No, Mastercam was a huge help in making this from my roughing all the way up to my finishing. It has a lot of super, super cool features. You want to check out some of the cool roughing?
Yeah, so we'll talk about, before we get into the multi-axis, we'll talk about the OptiRoughs that we started out with first.
Yeah.
So if we go back up to the top of the program, you had 2 huge OptiRoughs with the 3/4 inch Core 5 that really hit most of the material on this part. So this machining that we're doing, this is called 3+2 positional 5-axis. So what we're doing is we're actually using the rotaries to clock the part in the position we want and locking the rotaries, and then coming in and treating it like a 3-axis mill to hog material off in that rigid state. And then we'll move on to the finishing, and that's where we're going to use simultaneous 5-axis. But just to point out, one thing that's really exciting, with Mastercam 2022, OptiRough is now included in the basic mill package. So previously that was something that you'd have to step up to Mill 3D to get that OptiRough toolpath for, to get that kind of motion. So the way the part ended episode 3 this morning at, you can now do that in the most base version of Mastercam. That capability resides in basic mill now, and I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, that's an incredible feature, and I'm excited that now everyone can use it, and it really helps with machining having that stock model, so that way you could bounce into the other side of OptiRough.
Yeah, and you've got a chain of stock models here that you're referencing throughout the program to keep it efficient, cut down on air cutting.
Yeah.
And then obviously we jump into the multi-axis machining.
Yeah.
I saw the path on the Boss running in the background here. Can we take a look at that? I know you put a lot of love into this, and
Absolutely.
I just wanted to pick your brain on, what your mentality was, what kind of motion you wanted out of that on the machine.
And we'll definitely go through and get into that. The main thing that I wanted to do is go through and take a consistent slice around my drive surface. I wanted to take that drive and almost flip it upside down and create that as tool motion. I was able to do that by physically selecting it as my drive surface and then going through and making sure that my tool vector would go through and orbit around that with some of my tool axis control.
Right, so let's actually zoom in a little bit. We can see that this is a 3/1000 step over that we ended up with on this Boss, and we've got beautiful even passes. We have to zoom way in to see the difference in those passes. But let's talk a little bit about how we actually build this toolpath, with the goals Stuart had in mind here. So we've got our cut pattern. That's how the actual blue lines are going to lay on that surface, how the tool is going to cut it. And then we have to determine how to point the tool for multi-axis. So this comes in tool axis control. So let's jump over to tool axis control, and we set a main strategy here for how we're going to control the tool motion, control the rotaries on the machine here to drive the tool around the part. In this case, there's a lot of options here for control, but we've kept it simple. We're staying fixed to an axis, and the axis is actually a line that represents the center line of that bore. And we've got a tilt angle here of 12 degrees. So what we're telling the toolpath to do is tilt off 12 degrees and stay in a cone off of that line as we come around that boss. Now, once we've got our cut pattern and our tool axis control, we've got the foundations of our path. We've told it all the main parameters for how we want to control that motion, but there's always modifiers that we have to add. We have to deal with potential collisions, bosses, clamps, and things like that, and that's where we're going to step into collision control to add those modifiers in. So in this case, Stuart's got a really slick setup for collision control. He's got a tilt tool strategy to change that angle around the boss when we get close to the bottom of the boss. So right now, as we come towards the bottom, we get potential interference with the holder. We're getting really close to the top edge of that boss, and we have to change the tool motion to account for that. Now, we could stick the tool out a bit longer or use a different holder, but that's not much fun. So in this case, we're going to tell the path how to react when it gets into that scenario. So we're changing the tilt angle to react to the holder as it comes within that buffer distance that we set to the holder, that air gap to maintain our holder clearance. And then we're also doing something else a little special here to make sure the motion is really, really smooth. You can see on the machine, when you're watching that go around, there's no pauses or stutters on that machine. It just flies through the pass and on to the next one. And if, Stuart, you want to show the advanced options here that you've set for smoothing, we'll take a look at that. So we've got this blending distance, and it's currently set to 1 inch. So we want to react if that holder is going to collide with the boss too, but we don't want to just come along and suddenly change our tilt from 15 degrees to 25 degrees, because you're going to see that in the surface finish of the part. So what we want to do is induce that vector change gradually over the course of a longer distance so the machine isn't surprised by it, and the surface finish is something that you can't notice the change in. So we're giving it a run-up distance of 1 inch here for the machine to react to that and accelerate and decelerate very smoothly and get back into the cut at the proper angle we set in tool axis control.
Couldn't have said it better. No, Mastercam is incredible, and all of these features and all of these settings combined is what allows me to get this motion that I'm super proud of.
Yeah, and it really looks excellent, and once you had this strategy here, we're actually carrying that through to basically all the rest of the pockets on this part. So we'll take a look at now at a morph, which we're using to do the rest of that pocket around the boss. So this is a slightly different cut pattern. We're actually morphing from the outer edges of the pocket into the bottom of the boss. So we're echoing down and coming closer and closer and closer to that bottom boss. But the tool axis control strategy and everything else, the collision control, that's all going to be essentially the same thing that we worked out and set up in the first pass. And the last thing I just want to point out here is that this entire part, every single path here, everything you see on the machine is something you can do in the $160 Titans promo package that you can get on the website here. So you could actually program this whole part, all the multi-axis motion, post this out, and have this run on your own machine.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, $160. You can actually get Mastercam, as Dylan said, multi-axis. You can go through all the training, go through all the tutorials on the academy, up your game so you can make more money. You can be a pillar for your company. And whatever country you're in, you'll help your country compete. Boom, because that is what it's about. All right. We're going to bring in Dave Burgundy, and then we're going to coast into the sunset with some beautiful machining. And remember, we're going to have all of this machining in tutorials coming to YouTube and the Academy to teach you all of it. just like how you heard Dylan and Stuart just now. It's going to be amazing. Mr. Burgundy.
Hello, everybody.
Man.
Once again, it's great to be
Boom.
back. Now, if my time in the NFL as the Minnesota Vikings quarterback has taught me anything at all, it's that throwing the old pigskin is one of my favorite things to do. And you can't do that unless you have excellence. Now, excellence is king, is it not? And Mastercam. Now, Mastercam, we are so excited for a version that 2022 is coming out. That's an exciting thing. We'll be teaching on that in the future. Now, Mastercam, as you've just heard from Dylan and Stuart, they're doing 20% off multi-axis, $160 in the Mastercam Education Suite, and that includes over 100 free posts to use via their tech exchange. You can find out more information about both of those promos at titansofcnc.com/promo. Now, Heimer, we saw that beautiful Heimer tool room, didn't we? And all of the wonderful tools they have. How beautiful were they? Wouldn't you like to own all of them? Well, we're going to be giving away a free Uno Smart Tool Presetter so you can start your Heimer collection. Now, to enter that, you go to titansofcnc.com/promo and you find the link for Heimer, you click the link with your finger, and you go and fill out the form. Heimer is also doing 20% off of their 3D sensors and face shields when you use the promo code MAYBOOM21. MAYBOOM21. Now, they also have exclusive discounts on shrink fit packages, balancing packages, and presetting. Again, all of our other amazing promos can be found at store.titansofcnc.com or at titansofcnc.com/promo. Now, if you want to get those Kennametal tooling gift cards, that's where you're going to go to store.titansofcnc.com. Grab those immediately. Again, let's mention Doosan. 20% off, 25% off, no, 30% off. A bunch of different machines. Find out exactly which ones. If you've been thinking about upgrading to a Doosan from whatever type of machine you have, now is the time to do it. At least start the process. And when you start the process by researching pricing at titansfordoosan.com, fill out their form, and you're also entered to win that beautiful Gerstner toolbox. All right, we want to thank all of our other amazing partners today, Michitoyo, everybody who came to help us, Shunk, everyone who was on this episode, and thank them so much for everything. Now, don't forget Michitoyo and YouTube, a partnership made in heaven. You can win those Michitoyo calipers if you go to YouTube and you just say, I want those awesome Michitoyo calipers when this episode airs on YouTube. And that should be posted, I believe, tomorrow morning. So once you see that, go comment and we're going to choose a winner. Now, the last thing that I have for you is the winner of our amazing Titans of CNC Academy Kennametal Toolkit with all of those amazing tools. And our winner, are you ready for this? Our winner is Oscar Gomez Rivera, our toolkit winner, and he is from Honduras. How amazing, an international giveaway from your friends here at Titans of CNC and the amazing Boombastic Show. Now, let's bring back Titan and the team so we can look at some more amazing footage of machining. And you know what we should do before we bring Titan back is actually, let's thank Stuart for all of his hard work, right? Stuart, what an amazing machinist. He did a great job with this part. It is so beautiful. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Stuart. Tell us how much you love Stuart in the comments. And here comes Titan to wrap us up.
Oh, man.
Thank you, brother.
Boom. Nice mustache, man. Nice mustache.
Thank you.
Woo! A star is born in the machining community. If you guys want to be his friend on Facebook, Dave Burgundy, hook him up, and you might get some free education from that guy. I don't know if I want it, but you can get it, all right? So, Stuart,
How's it going?
amazing day, man.
Yeah.
Amazing day.
Yeah.
This is an amazing part. You did an incredible job. Special thanks to Mastercam, crazy machine, crazy tooling, crazy partners, all allowing us to give free education to the world. Crazy deals.
Crazy deals.
It's been a run, right? Super good. So just want to let everybody know, again, titansofcnc/promo, titansofcnc.com/promo. All the deals are right there. We do not take a cut. We want you guys to get the best discounts. We're coming out of COVID. We're coming out of a hard year, and now we're rocketing to the top to compete, to out-automate, out-manufacture the world. Wherever you are, make it happen. Great job, brother.
Cool. Thank
All
you.
right, so we're gonna sail right into the sunset of Synergy 735, and we're gonna allow the tool to do all the work. We're gonna step away, and that'll be the end of the episode. Boom.